Hey guys, Dylan back here, and today I'm going to be covering how to eat healthy when you're blind. So I have a series of videos about 1 through 4 steps of how to eat healthy just in general. And each step you use with you compound on top of each other. So if you do step 2, you're also doing step 1. And you don't have to use all the steps depending on, your goals and where you are with your health. And so those are videos that kind of give you guidelines of what to do. But if you're blind, eating the right healthy food might be a challenge, because in step 1, the most important step in my opinion is changing to eating whole food. Basically 1 ingredient foods, or probably not more than 3. The ingredient shouldn't have more than the ingredient, maybe some salt, sea salt, and maybe some spices. Other than that, it should be mainly normal. So eat as less processed foods as possible and eat whole foods, which will have a lot more nutrition. So that can be a bit difficult depending on, where you are as a blind person. And so I want to just go over the things that you can eat. And because a lot of stuff maybe involves cooking, which can be very daunting and scary for a blind person, especially if you haven't been blind for very long. And so, cooking healthy food might be a problem, but I have you covered. So we're going to start with the cooking stuff first off and foremost, and I'll kind of tell you what I do a little bit. So with cooking, you kind of have a couple different options, and most of the stuff that you're going to be cooking for the most part is probably meat, something meat-based. And I will either link in a card or in the description. I have 2 videos, one on how to cook hamburger patties on the stovetop, and one on how to bake hamburgers in the oven. And I think basically when you watch those, the principles in those videos will apply to pretty much anything else you want to cook, that's meat-based. Like I've said, if cooking on the stovetop really scares you, or it can be a pain, baking is way easier. I recommend doing that. You can bake stuff really easy. You can look online for what temperatures are safe, and then use a talking meat thermometer to tell you what the temperature is, and then you just gauge it off that. So really simple, really easy. I encourage you to watch those videos to get a better understanding of how to do that stuff if you're blind, so you can actually cook your different meat and stuff. You could cook pork chops, you could cook hamburger, you could cook a pound of hamburger, you cook chicken, just whatever you want. You just gotta kind of figure it out, and with those videos you can do it. So now, next, for something that I think is a really good, easy option for people. By the way, do the best you can with quality. If you can't afford grass-fed beef and pasture-raised, this and that, then it's still okay. As long as the food is still mainly in its whole form, it'll still serve you really well. It just won't have that little extra. But, if you can get grass-fed beef and pasture-raised eggs, definitely go for it. Do it. It will add up for you, but if it's too expensive, then don't worry about it. Just get what you can afford. So next, I wanted to talk about a very cheap and easy food to cook, and that is eggs. Now, when I say this, I myself on the stovetop can't cook eggs really. I could kind of do it, and it's edible, but it's not great. I never was able to really figure out a good method to do that. But there is a solution, and the solution is to microwave them. Now let me kill some myths. So 1, some people might worry about the radiation of the microwave. 2, they might think it kills the nutrients. And let me just tell you, anytime you cook anything, no matter what it's with, it will kill some nutrients. But ironically, the microwave actually destroys less nutrients than the stovetop or the oven because it doesn't take as long to cook. The longer it cooks, the more it kills the nutrients. So the microwave is actually kind of better as far as preserving nutrients than the other stuff, so don't worry about that. Next is radiation. It's been proven that it's perfectly safe to radiation is not don't worry about it. It's not going to affect you. It's completely fine. Now what I do with eggs personally, I would crack them into a glass container. For me, I use a glass measuring cup. You really should cook them in a glass container because the plastic will leach into the food. And so I do encourage you to do that. Also, I think the eggs turn out better because they're cooked in glass. In the microwave, it's not rubbery like you'd expect it to. It actually turns out like a normal egg for the most part. So definitely do that. But, whisk it up in your glass container. Add salt, add, some flavorings, mix that up, and then put it in the microwave. And for me, 2.5 minutes is pretty good. But 2 minutes and 45 seconds would work better, but I don't have the ability to actually set it that precise. So your microwave might be different. So just, do it until everything is solid. And if it seems like it's a little overcooked, then, dial it back a little bit. You just gotta play around with that, and then you can do eggs. I mean, even the pasture-raised eggs that I get, they're Vital Farms. They're about $6 a dozen, and I eat like 4 of them a day. So for $6, I get 3 meals like every single day from that. So I think it's not really that expensive. But again, if you can't afford it, buy the best eggs that you can, and they'll still serve you very well. So those are eggs, and then I've kind of explained meat. So let's go to more of the raw side of stuff. So this is where things can be pretty easy. You can buy a ton of different things. Like for me, what I eat typically is I'll bake little hamburger patties in the oven, and then I'll put organic cheese slices on top of them and eat them that way. You could just eat the cheese slices on their own because they're raw. Like I said, I have organic, but just do the best you can. Make sure it's a real cheese. Make sure it's not overly processed. Make sure it's a real cheese. Also, you can eat butter. It sounds weird, but I actually have a stick of grass-fed butter. Well, it's salted also. It's salted grass-fed butter, and I just take 2-3 bites out of it every day for good, healthy fat and all the nutrients that are in that. And honestly, because I'm eating it without cooking it, I get more nutrients. It's easy just to pick up and grab. And some people might be like, well, why don't you use it in cooking? And it's because I don't know when it'll be completely melted into the thing. I could do my best to feel it out, but if it ends up burning and browning at the bottom, I won't know. So it can be a little difficult. So I just eat it raw. It's not raw, but you know what I mean. So that's another option. You can do another thing I do is I have a protein powder that I have. It's a concentrate, but find one with the least amount of ingredients. Honestly, if you can get one that's not flavored at all, it just has whey protein concentrate or whey protein isolate. That's a really good, easy way to get some. I kind of recommend concentrates because 1, they're cheaper, and 2, they have a little more fat in them and carbs. So you kind of get more calories and more of a meal out of it when you do it that way. And I recommend a brand on Amazon. It's called Levels. Levels Nutrition Whey Protein Concentrate. They have a bunch of different flavors. They have 5 ingredients, and that's it for the flavored ones. And it's all natural stuff like stevia, monk fruit, and then they don't even use the natural flavors label. They tell you literally if it's a vanilla flavor, it's vanilla extract. They will straight up tell you what's in it. They don't hide anything, and I think they're really good. For a 2-pound thing, it's $30, which and it has 30 servings, so that will last you an entire month if you just do 1 scoop. And so I think it's really good. So protein powder is a good thing. Like I said, it's, it is a little bit processed, of course, but it's still not too bad, and it's a good, easy, quick way for people to get protein and maybe some fat if you get the concentrate. So I think that's a good option. Peanut butter kind of hurts my stomach personally, but if you can handle it and you don't have a peanut allergy, get natural peanut butter. And what that should be is, or get organic. And the only 2 things that should be in it is like peanuts or roasted peanuts and salt. That is it. That's all that should be in it. And it's going to be liquidy, because that's how natural peanut butter is. It doesn't have all the crap added to it. So, what you would do is you'd have it, and when you go to open it, you have to stir it up, and then you can use it, and then you put it in the refrigerator so it hardens up, so it's easier to use the next time. So peanut butter is an option for calories. Just, see how you feel about it. Some other options, you can do vegetables. I don't really do the vegetable thing, but you can get vegetables if you're worried about them going bad. Get frozen vegetables. You can, bake them or let them thaw. You could get some fresh stuff as long as you eat it. You can have a little bit of fruit, like depending on where you are in your health journey. If you're relatively healthy, you can get away with eating like a small amount of fruit every day. But if you're really bad off, then I would say don't eat any fruit at all. But you judge your own situation on that and decide. So you can eat a little bit of fruit, and then that's like just a main amount of things. Some of them are raw nuts. Try to get the more healthier nuts that aren't super high in carbs, like macadamia nuts, walnuts, pecans. Those are some like good nuts that you can eat that are like raw. So, and you just pick them up and eat them. So those are just some ideas on things that you can eat as a blind person, and some stuff that, like I said, if you check those videos out where I show you how to cook these things, those principles will help you cook other things as well. And so that's the cooking portion. And then there's, like I said, the different things of the raw stuff, the stuff that, you don't really have to cook it. You can just kind of eat it straight up. There's also, like, if you can afford this, there are meat sticks that you maybe could buy. Make sure it's like just the meat and maybe some sea salt and spices. If you can afford that, those are quick, easy ways. You could do pemmican if you can find that. Pemmican should just be basically some beef fat, some like meat from it, like protein, and some like water and salt. There are like flavored ones with like a little bit of honey and cherry, which are still fine, but it shouldn't have more than that in it. Those are really good. Just 1 bar of that for me was like 300 calories, and it was really easy to eat. So that's another option. There's a bunch of options. You just gotta look. Just just be careful on certain things. Make sure it doesn't have too much junk in it. But those are just some quick and easy ways to eat healthy if you're a blind person and you needed a little bit of guidance. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to answer them and help you out the best I can. Or if you have a question about a particular food. But when I first started to try to eat healthy when I went blind, it was a struggle, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. And so, I wish I would have had a video like this to help me out. So I really hope this helps people out. Let me know if it does help you out. Like I said, I just really want people to be blind or not to be able to eat healthy, especially blind people, because you may not know what to do. So I really wanted to help you out. Hopefully I did, and I did my best. But I think that's about it. Hopefully I didn't forget anything, but just ask any questions in the comments. So thank you guys for watching. Like the video if you liked it. Please subscribe and all that good stuff. And if you want to share this to someone who is blind, maybe this will help them out, then do that. But that's been it for me. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for listening. I will see you in the next video.